end is never the end, it's never the end, is loading.
This
No,
is
I
the
wanna
story
watch.
of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-ending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
Good
And
for
then
you,
one
Stanley.
day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened. This complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Okay. What does this say? I hate Mondays. Yeah. Yeah, I'm with you, Stanley. Well, I feel silly for coming into work on a Saturday. Hello, friend, and welcome to the game. Yes. My name is Stanley, aka Clay. And no one's in the office today. It's a casual day.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Oh, 420. Bet there's smoke in there. Awaiting input. Wow. Input received. Oh, okay. It's doing it. It didn't turn off. It didn't turn off. What? Maybe there's another one turned on now. This game.
Stanley went around touching
playing
every
solitaire.
little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in
Okay.
any way.
Sure, yeah. That sounds fair.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
No, I didn't.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Yeah.
Yes,
lovely
truly
room.
a room worth admiring. It had
Yeah.
really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room.
Indeed.
Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
I like this
But
game,
eager
guys.
to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
I feel like the hitchhiker on the way to the galaxy. I don't like that room. I'm going this way.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't 5 years ago.
Oh. What's over here? I just want to see what kind of story they'll make for me if I don't
Look,
do what
Stanley,
they
I
say.
think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not.
Oh,
I
you sound
realize that
delightful.
investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's
Okay.
someone you've been neglecting, Stanley.
Oh.
Someone you've forgotten about.
No.
Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her.
Oh, okay.
This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself.
Yeah.
To put your work aside.
Yeah?
To let her back into your life.
That sounds nice.
She's been waiting.
Okay. Where is she? Hello? This is a dark room. Don't be mad at me for not doing what you told me to, please. Huh.
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this. To reach
Okay.
out to her. If you could... Oh, no, you can't... Did you just unplug the phone?
Yes.
That wasn't supposed to be a choice. How did you do that? You actually chose incorrectly? I didn't even know that was possible. Let me double check.
You're welcome.
No, it's definitely here, clear as day. Stanley picks up the phone. He's taken to his apartment where he finds his wife, and the two pledge themselves to one another. Music comes in, fade to white, roll credits. Not picking up the phone is actually somehow an incorrect course of action.
Oh well.
How is that even possible? None of these decisions were supposed to mean anything.
I'm sorry
I
for
don't understand.
confusing you, narrator.
How on earth are you making meaningful choices? What did you... Wait a second. Did I just see... No, that's not possible. I can't believe it. How had I not noticed it sooner? You're not Stanley. You're a
Oh.
real person.
I'm also known as Clay.
I can't believe I was so mistaken. This is why you've been able to make correct and incorrect choices. And to think I've been letting you run around in this game for so long. If you'd made any more wrong choices, you might have negated it entirely.
Oh, don't
It's
kick
as though
me.
You
Don't
completely
kick me.
ignored even the most basic safety protocol for real-world decision-making. Or did you not grasp the severity of the situation? Well, I won't have that kind of risk on my watch.
Oh no.
I'm going to stop the game for
Oh,
a moment
no.
so we can educate you properly on safe decision-making in the real world.
Okay.
Please observe this helpful instructional video.
Or is it?
Choice. It's the best part of being a real person. But if used incorrectly, can also be the most dangerous. For example, in this scenario, a hypothetical real person named Stephen has a choice. He could spend years helping improve the quality of life for citizens of impoverished third world nations. Or he could systematically set fire to every orphan living in a 30-kilometer radius of his house. Which choice would you make? Remember that unlike here, the real world makes sense, and at no time should you make a choice that does not conform to rational logic. If you find yourself speaking with a person who does not make sense, in all likelihood, that person is not real. Allow the person to finish their thought, then provide an excuse why you cannot continue talking. Turn to a partner and practice saying, "My goodness, is it 4:30? I'm supposed to be having a back, sack, and crack."
What? I don't like this. The game's trying to make me conform. My goodness.
Excellent. Making choices on a regular basis is the best part to a healthy decision-making process. Most medical professionals
That's
recommend
kinda
making
nailed.
at least 8 choices per day. Do you make more than 8? Less? And finally, if you begin to wonder if your choices are actually meaningful and whether you'll ever make a significant contribution to the world, just remember that in the vast infiniteness of space, your thoughts and problems are materially insignificant, and the
Yeah.
feeling should subside. At this time, your instructor will guide you in an exercise to test and reinforce the material covered in this video.
What the
welcome
hell
back.
happened here?
You may have noticed that this room has begun to deteriorate as a result of narrative contradiction. But not to worry. Now that you're properly informed on good decision-making, we're going to revisit a choice you made just a few minutes ago and see
Okay.
what the correct thing to do would have been. This way, please.
Sure, let's go, buddy. I like you.
Now that we know your choices are meaningful, we can't have you jumping off the platform and dying.
Oh.
Imagine the main character dying senselessly halfway through the story. That story would make no sense at all. We just need to get you home as soon as possible before the narrative contradiction gets any worse. Unfortunately, it seems this place is not well equipped to deal with reality.
Okay. I'll behave. But I unlocked achievement. I lied about behaving.
Almost there. You'll take the door on the left, back to the correct ending, the story will have resolution once again, and you'll be home free in the real world.
Sure. This is delightful. This guy reminds me of
Now
Hitchhiker's Guide to the
All
Galaxy.
you need to do is behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I wanted to. Guys, I really wanted to. I don't know. Well, maybe it would have done
Yet
different.
there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
How to solve a dispute with a co-worker. Let it ball up inside you. Take it out passive-aggressively on other co-workers. Resent co-workers. Okay. Blah, 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 blah. I don't like those things.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
I always go up. Oh. But I wanted to go down there. They're boxing me in, guys. They're giving me no choice. What's back here? I'm so curious about everything in
Stepping
this.
inside his manager's office, Stanley
No!
was once again stunned
No!
to discover not an indication
Don't
of
do that
anything
to the
life.
panda.
Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, until he saw the door with a voice receiver next to it. Surely behind this door lay all the answers to his questions.
Surely.
And beyond all probability, he knew the passcode. He had seen it on his boss's computer just last week. Night Shark 115.
Sure.
Was this the code to open the door? Would it still work? There was only one way to find out. Stanley had been trained never to speak up, but now he would draw from within himself the courage to face the unknown. He drew a sharp breath and then spoke the code.
Night Shark 119. That was it, wasn't it? Night Shark 112. Something about sharks at night.
Stanley spoke the code.
I forgot
Night
it.
Shark 115.
Oh,
He
5.
spoke it into the receiver, right there on the wall.
Night Shark 115. Night Shark 115.
I'm sorry, is there a problem? You didn't mishear me, did you?
I'm doing it.
Please speak the code into the receiver. Otherwise, we can't get on with the story. This is a crucial step.
Night Shark 115. Night
Okay,
Shark
fine. You're not
115.
going to do it, but you know what? It's pretty humiliating to
I'm
bring you
doing
this
it.
far, only for you to suddenly decide you have better things to do. I asked you for this one single thing, for
I'm
your
sorry,
respect.
friend.
The kind of respect
No,
Stanley
I love
shows
you.
for his choices. He knows what it means to take a story seriously. If you didn't want to see what I had to show you, then why did you come here? You had a
getting
choice, you
chastised,
could have
guys.
gone through the door on the right. You could have done whatever the
I did.
hell you wanted over there. Why did you come this way? Speak. Say something to me. Explain yourself, you coward.
Oh no. Oh, I made
Behave
it.
exactly as Stanley would. That
What?
means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be
Something
up
went
to the
wrong.
task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Sure, sure. Night Shark 115. You guys can hear it, right? I was doing it. He didn't have to
Yet
yell
there
at
was
me.
not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief,
What?
just behave exactly as Stanley
No.
would. That means choosing responsibly and always
What
putting
has
the
happened?
story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
No! You're a crazy man,
No!
Mr. Voice.
Why did you do that?
What has happened
Quickly,
here?
Hurry back in the other direction. Perhaps we're not too late.
Okay. You better not send me flying back again.
Oh, ruined. I can't believe, after everything we've talked about, that my story, you've destroyed my work.
I'm
Why?
sorry, friend.
For what? What did you get out of
The
that?
lols?
What did you think was so special about seeing the game undone, left here like so much garbage? It's worthless now. And what am I supposed to do?
I still like
Even
it.
if there were a way to continue, would it be worth it? To know that my story is now incorrect? How can I go back to that? I can't erase that knowledge. I'll have to live with it forever. Reliving its impossibility forever. I couldn't live that way. Is it better to shut the game down entirely? To willingly destroy
No,
all
we're
of my
having
work?
fun.
I don't know. What's the answer? What do I do? What do I do? What do I... No, I have to. I have to shut the game down. I have to. I have to.
You have to get Chris out of the broom closet. The game's gonna take over. You're losing control. What?
Oh, I'm here. I'm still here. Here in this
Yep.
pile of rubbish. With you. You. Who thought you were so clever. Now look where we are. My entire game is destroyed. It was the only thing in the world that was mine, and you've run it into the ground.
Oh no.
What, did you think that would be funny?
Yes.
You just had to see? Didn't I impress upon you how important it was to be like Stanley? He actually knows how to do what I tell him to. He understands that if I say to do something, there's a damn good reason for it. That thought hadn't even occurred to you, had it? That there's a world outside of you? You're a child. Oh, my story.
No, I feel
If
really
you'd just
bad
gone through
for
the door
him.
on the left, you would have seen it. There was a whole underground facility. You would have destroyed it and been victorious. It would have been so perfect. I worked so hard on it. I tried so hard.
Oh. Where are we now?
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door
Oh
on the
shit.
left.
What? No way.
Stanley?
What do you
Hello?
look like, Stanley?
Are you... Is everything okay? Stanley, please. I need you to make a choice.
Oh, what?
I need you to walk through the door. Are you listening to me?
What has happened
Can you
here?
hear me?
I don't
Is everything
understand.
all right? Stanley, this
Guys,
is important.
guys, what do I
We
do?
need you to make a decision. It cannot exist without you. Do you
Thank you
understand?
very much for making
Whatever
this
choice
game, you
make is just
people.
fine. They're both
This is
connected.
very
We can
enjoyable.
work together. I'll accept
I don't
whatever
think
you
this
do.
is
I
the
simply
end.
need you to take
I don't
that
think this
step
is the
forward.
last time we're
Please
gonna see Stanley.
Choose. Do something. Anything. This is more important than you can ever know. I need this.
Dean
The story
Darko.
needs it. So,
He's like Donnie Darko.
are you there?
Love that movie.
Are you listening to this? Stanley, are you there? Okay. It's okay, I can wait. You need time to decide. Time to make
Galactic
sure your choice is
Cafe.
correct. That is the best.
You guys are great. I like your
It's
style.
all right. I'll wait for you to decide what's the right thing to do. Take as much time as you need.
Poor Mr. Voice, he sounds so distraught. I want to give him a hug. End is never the end is never the end is loading. Okay guys, thank you very much for watching. This has been an episode of Gaming with also known as Clay, aka Clay, whatever you want to call me. You can keep calling me Gambit if that's more comfortable for you. Okay guys, I love you, even if your father doesn't.